Well, hello everybody, and welcome to all the members of the members only site. We're going to be doing a little bit of a video tonight for you all that are members of the channel on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy it for about half an hour, and we'll get into the thick of it. Okay. Copyright disclaimer is this channel may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strange, this podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel, and William Nighthawk declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, to be used for the sole purpose of informing you, the viewing family, of such things as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, and general knowledge only, and let's not forget the entertainment value, per Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known herein as the Fair Use Act. Alrighty, let me get that off of there. And our subject for this video is going to be Immortals Among Us. Yes, I said Immortals Among Us. That is the topic tonight, okay? We have heard of legends of vampires. We have heard of legends of werewolves. We have heard legends of just immortal human beings. We have heard of legends of mermaids that live forever. We have heard of legends of aliens living forever. We even have legends out of the Bible, the text of the Bible, in several chapters that talk about immortals, okay, which are angels, okay? They're immortal. So not necessarily the fallen angels are also immortal, okay? And therein lies the connection. In the research I have been doing for a good number of years, practically my whole life, I have found out through investigations, research, boots on the ground, that we do have several different types of beings that I like to label immortals living amongst us. And some of you may say, oh, well, you know, that's just an alien conspiracy thing. Well, I've pretty much proven my point when it comes to vampirism and the vampire cults. I've proven my point with the reptilian conspiracy theories. If you've watched the channel, you'll know that. But we're going to delve a little deeper because this whole Immortals thing, well, instead of my telling you what it's about, I'm going to let you visualize some short videos that I have supplied through the Freedom of Information Act and through the Fair Use Act for you all to see. And you know, we've always connected the eyes to the window of the soul, you know, and they say that vampires and werewolves, they may not have souls because it's a dark, demented energy that took them over, like Lucifer. But we are going to delve a little deeper. I want you to watch a short video that I found, and it's going to be in Russian and Ukrainian language, okay? So if anybody knows Russian or Ukrainian, hats off to you. But, you know, you don't have to know the language to see the results of the short video, okay? So I'm going to play that now for you, okay? So give me 1 second so I can pull that up for you. Okay, it is... I'll play the longer one. There's a shorter version of it, but I'll play that after this longer version. Here we go. We ready?
Это кадры съемки на мобильный телефон концерта Сергея Шнурова и группы «Рубль» в элитном поселке Горки-3. В разгар выступления в банкетном зале вдруг погас свет. Камера зафиксировала этот момент.
Выступление, на самом деле, как выступление, но что-то случилось со светом. Прекрасный момент, просто погас. Почему-то у большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно такого серьезного полета, стали светиться глаза. Барабанщик у нас, собственно, выронил палочки, и больше мы песен не играли. Было пи***ц как страшно, поэтому мы съебались оттуда даже. Я и не помню, как мы дома оказались.
А кто эти люди были? Можешь назвать фамилию?
Да чего ты? Ага.
Look at them, they're everywhere!
I don't know. Maybe they can see. It fits and it's spring.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream.
Супермодель Наталья Водянова тоже оказалась на том мероприятии. Она до сих пор вспоминает об этом с ужасом.
Ужасно, ужасно. Страшно, потому что свет погас, и вдруг эти глаза светящиеся. Мне потом объяснили, что это какой-то эффект stem-cell. Я не знаю, это на... Да-да-да. Половые клетки, это так называется.
А там были люди совершенно такого серьезного полета.
А кто эти люди были? Можешь назвать фамилию?
Да чего ты? Ага.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion. And in return, the per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
What's your problem?
Well, what did you think about that? Now, you know how I've always tried to correlate the eyes, the window of the soul. Well, when they glow like an animal's eyes or like a vampire's eyes, um, you have to wonder, you know? And that's not the only video. There's several others out there. There's several that I've shown before. I'm going to show another here. And I want you to just pay attention to the details that are basically left out for everybody to see. Okay, watch for the eyes, watch for the changes of the physical features. This next one is a shapeshifter, and of course vampires are shapeshifters. They can shapeshift. Werewolves are shapeshifters. They can shapeshift. Some aliens are shapeshifters that can shapeshift. Okay. Especially the fallen angels and anything that is remotely genetically linked to the fallen angels' bloodline is a shapeshifter. See where I'm going with this? All right, we're going to play the next video for you. Short and sweet to the point. The physical features on that subject there, that started out as a female hugging that gentleman. I use that term loosely because you never know. Could have been one shapeshifter hugging another for all we know. Obviously, that one couldn't control them, their abilities not to transfer an appearance. Or that individual, that gentleman, had something upon him, a device of some kind that forced it to show itself. Okay. Now we as cryptid hunters and investigators, we are tasked with not only the responsibility of tracking down lizard man, reptilians, aliens, shape-shifting vampires, werewolves, whatever. They are definitely more of an alpha predator than most human beings. But we have to look for certain attributes to human of investigation and research that have certain abilities on their own. What, which puts them on a higher, IQ level than average person. Magnetize objects, ability to shapeshift themselves. These are the kind of people we look for. Okay, good guys. Okay, so we've got another video. And I want you, it's supposed to be a female. And I brought up the fact that it could be an albino. More than that. Okay. Darkest magic, when demons are in the mix, will turn your fingers black. Black as black can be. Just like taking spray paint and painting your fingers certain attention. facial features, eyes, how they avoid eye, pay close detail to the hands. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play it. If that isn't enough to make people worry and believe that there are immortals, we have legends too of immortals. You have the Nephilim that were immortal. That Nephilim bloodline from the fallen angels and the mermaids, because they were punished and turned into mermaids. Okay. It says that in the book of Enoch. They very well could be. Have we seen an abundance of things that have changed over the years, causing people to live lives or to basically theorize. Some of the ones in the Bible, there was a tribe of people in just the east side of Ethiopia. This family lived in this village, and the gentleman, organization doctor, okay, to get checkups stuff. And I was around. Okay, now I don't know if it's because of our government trying to eliminate the immortals with the Ebola virus, which is my theory, and the AIDS virus, because our government created both of them, okay, along with the anthrax virus. I think it was a way to control immortals, to kill them off, because they didn't want to share the profits that this world offered with immortals, because they knew they couldn't overpower them. They wouldn't be able to get rid of them any other way, except getting into that DNA, which is what AIDS does and anthrax and Ebola does. No matter what's your DNA, no matter what your blood type, what nationality you are, whatever, those diseases were created to wipe out populations. Okay. And I think it was populations of immortals. So, that being said, the fallen angels bloodline goes all the way back into Egyptian times, all the way to Marian times. That bloodline, I believe, is the same bloodline that the royal family has. Okay. I'm not saying that the royal family is immortal, but we've all seen information out there of how they don't change over years. Some of the very famous people in Hollywood, you see pictures of them in the 1800s and in the 1600s. Mark Zuckerberg was one of them. You know, they don't change their appearance, except maybe hair color and stuff like that. And it's always an elitist type status that these immortal beings among us are living. You have a Reynolds family, the Reynolds bloodline. And they am out there, the Reynolds that are out there know who I'm talking to. Let's remember that. And you have the Rockefellers. Okay. Then you have the other ones that I'm not going to mention that are part of the Bilderberg Foundation. Some of them even rub elbows with the Bohemian Grove. Okay. Some of them, in fact, all of them are connected by the same bloodline, including 90% of every sitting president in the history of this country. Yeah. I said it. When you're dealing with immortals and you have a problem and you think somebody is an immortal, come see me. Because I've been dealing with this for a very long time. And it's about time that we expose just what they are. So I leave you with that thought, everybody. Watch your backs. Look for the oddities in these individuals. Look for the eye shine. Look for certain features that'll stand out and make them separate themselves from a normal, mortal human being. If they avoid eye contact, if they basically try to avoid you altogether. Certain aromas, sulfur smells, that kind of stuff, rotten egg smells, fingers being black, eyes being glossed over, cream colored, eggshell colored, and then all black, no white, no color of the eyes, just all black. There's several different things, okay, that you're going to see. How many languages do they know? Because there's a lot of immortals that know 20 or 30 different types of languages, especially the older dialects like Sumerian, Aramaic, those dialects. Okay, so we have to consider that. All right. If they seem like you don't see them drinking or eating a lot, and they make excuses for not accepting a drink or not accepting a meal that you're preparing, you have your right to have your suspicions. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to leave this video to you. I'm going to play the short video again of the Russian with the eye shine, and I want you to make sure that if you see these kind of beings, you notify me right away at lakotaman333@gmail.com. Okay?
Это кадры съемки на мобильный телефон концерта Сергея Шнурова и группы «Рубль» в элитном поселке Горки 3. В разгар выступления в банкетном зале вдруг погас свет. Камера зафиксировала этот момент.
Выступление, на самом деле, как выступление, но что-то случилось со светом. Прекрасный момент, просто погас. Почему-то у большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно такого серьезного полета, стали светиться глаза. Барабанщик у нас, собственно, выронил палочки, и больше мы песен не играли. Было пи***ц как страшно, поэтому мы съебались оттуда даже. Я и не помню, как мы дома оказались.
А кто эти люди были? Можешь назвать фамилии?
Да чего ты? Ага.
При увеличении на любительской съемке можно разглядеть светящиеся точки. Супермодель Наталья Водянова тоже оказалась на том мероприятии. Она до сих пор вспоминает об этом с ужасом.
Ужасно, ужасно. Страшно, потому что свет погас, и вдруг эти глаза светящиеся. Мне потом объяснили, что это какой-то
Remember, I warned you. In the meantime, as I say all the time to everybody, question everything. If the hair on the back of your neck is standing up, it's standing up for a reason. If you got goosebumps or the chills down your spine, there's a reason for it. They manufacture us above us on a food chain. They're not above us. We just haven't gotten to them yet. And we will. That is immortal, is the Almighty Heavenly Father, Yeshua, and Jesus Christ. So stand in that faith. And let me know if you hear of any reports or incidences. We don't have all these millions of missing people every year for nothing. They're not being alien abducted. There's fractions of our own government that work with these beings that are turning their own people in like cattle. Question everything. So keep your observers diligently observant. Lock your doors. Make sure your windows are locked. When you get into your car, make sure that, and you might survive. Get a hold of me. Remember, shapeshifters are real. Immortals are among us. I'll leave you with that.